Governor, what's your position on the controversy surrounding the mosque near Ground Zero?
I got to believe there has to be a compromise here. This isn't about the rights of Muslims to have a worship center, or Jews or Christians or anybody else to have a place to worship, where any place or Ground Zero. This is something that we ought to be able to work out with people of good faith, and we have to understand that it is a real affront to people who lost their lives, including Muslims. That site doesn't belong to any particular religion. It belongs to all Americans and all faiths. So I think a good, reasonable compromise could be worked out without violating the principle that people ought to be able to worship as they see fit.
You're calling for a compromise, so are you calling for the mosque to be moved?
Well, I think another site would be a better idea. Again, but I would look to do that with the cooperation of the people who are trying to build the mosque. I believe that the people who are trying to build the mosque are trying to do something that's good, but there's no point in starting off trying to do something that's good if it's going to meet with an enormous resistance from a lot of folks. This is a very delicate, difficult religious and cultural issue. I think it's great to have mosques in American cities. There's a growing number of American Muslims. I think most of those Muslims are moderate. I hope that they'll have an influence on Islam throughout the world, because Islam is really back in the 12th century in some of these countries like Iran and Afghanistan, where they're stoning people to death, and that can be fixed. And the way it's fixed is not by pushing Muslims away; it's by embracing them and have them become just like every other Americans who happen to be Muslims. So the way you do that is to integrate people into the fabric of the United States, which I think is what this congregation wants to do. But I do think that we ought to work out a compromise so that everybody is accommodated by this.